Hello and welcome to a game show. I mean a few dice short. We're on Twitch.
Ah, the
Yeah.
cat's on my
Yeah,
face.
it's okay. It's covering up part of these cover.
Well, he's got the neck bend right now, so it's not really.
It's not as bad. It's like it works. Hold on, let me get that. Try to get that fixed up a little bit. There we go. It's still. Now we got a Grimmer covering up.
Nobody can see chat.
Yeah, we'll just.
Big broad shoulders.
Damn you, Grimmer, and your big broad shoulders. Let's see here. Can I move Grimmer around into the void? No. It's okay enough. It's okay enough.
Okay, yeah.
It just lets Grimmer get close to me. DM.
Nice.
You want to
Oh,
look
we
past
did
the
have a
DM
thing
screen?
for Blue floating balls.
That's what she said. Anyways, welcome back to A Few Dice Short. I have been gone forever, and I'm back without a game. Instead, we're just talking about making a game. That game is a West March campaign for what system? Maybe D&D? I don't know. First of all, how did the last few weeks go without me, guys?
Been good. We had
one
Candela. Yeah, one Candela session, and then had scheduling things kind of put a wrench in that plan for having a second one, but it's okay.
Yeah, at least something happened, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it was fun. It's nice, different. Very like laid back rules.
Yeah. It makes me want to pick up my Blades in the Dark book again and actually learn that game because they're
I've heard.
similar.
Yeah, they are similar.
Yeah, it seems. I think some of the writers for Blades in the Dark actually help with Candela Orchestra. That's why it's
Yeah, I think so.
similar. Of course, I could be thinking about something else, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And I'm just a voice on the internet that says that.
So it's 100% true, in fact.
Exactly.
No. Let's see. Besides that, Matt beat his game after raging one day.
Yep. I had to turn on God mode. I was looking up like how to beat the
Pathetic.
boss. And there were actually so many comments that were like the game was meant for guns in the late game.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Like I guess when the game was actually released, it was like rushed out the door so they couldn't really finish the end of the game,
Yeah.
which is why it's not so polished. So I had to turn on God mode so I didn't take any damage to beat one of the last bosses. It was literally, I spent like 2 hours respawning and fighting it over and over again, and I was like, you know what?
Just
I
gonna
think
make
that's
a
enough streaming for the day.
just gonna make a note in my DM notes. That is a cheater. Okay, there we go. Okay, carry on. So you finally beat your game. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Chris ever beat Hunt Showdown?
I think if anything, I got worse.
Just getting matched with better players.
Yeah, sure. Sure. We'll go with that.
Maybe you just need me playing again.
Maybe.
Mess up your MMR.
Yeah.
Or help it. I don't know anymore. Anyways, you were saying, Matt, you went to what?
Oh, another game in the same universe. It's more of a book, I guess.
Visual
yeah,
novel.
same
Visual novel.
Yeah, visual novel. A viewer a few weeks ago recommended it, and I've done something like it before, so that's what we're doing now.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Are you gonna play Bloodlines 2 when it comes out?
Yeah, I think so. That's, I think, projected for end of the year.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah, I did see, because I'm on the Reddit quite a bit, and there's like so many people complaining about it, I guess, and
Yeah.
so somebody did some stalking and found like a tweet or a LinkedIn, and they're looking for new people to write dialogue when the game is supposed to come out.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I know. All the hate that I guess people are saying is making them want to change the game.
Yeah.
That's
Again.
not a good sign. Maybe.
No, it's not.
Hey, it could be like Sonic the Hedgehog, where people complained enough and then it became good.
Yeah, I have heard that.
The VR game that they put out that they've been doing at conventions and stuff looks really cool.
I do need to watch the trailer for that. I did see that it came out like recently, I guess, but I have no VR, so I'm not very invested in that scene.
I don't either. I saw a bunch of people playing it at PAX, and that was the only reason why I like stood around and watched.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't do
cool.
virtual reality. Regular reality is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Help
Yep.
me. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about West March games a little bit and some of the ideas I had. I have a Monday game where it's in person with actual physical dice and paper and people. It's crazy.
I miss real dice.
I miss a game. Haven't had
Well,
D&D or anything in a while. It's been like 2 months for me, maybe more.
Mhm. Yeah.
Feel like my brain is frying. It's neither here nor there. Where are my notes for this? I actually wrote some stuff down.
You're prepared.
Hey, whoa, let's not go that far. That's a bit of a stretch there, buddy. Let's pull up my phone because I guess it was on there. Yep, that's where it's at. How did I not know that I put it into my phone and not my computer? I'm a genius. Anyways, what is a West March game? Do you two know what a West March campaign is?
I've personally never actually played in one, but I think I know what it is. But so maybe I'm not the best one to explain it.
Chris is being awfully silent over there.
Sorry.
Come on, little duck,
no.
quack a little bit. No?
The only time I've heard about it was when people were talking about play-by-posts, and so play-by-post West March confused the hell out of me.
Yeah. Overall, it can really be used with any system, but with our common system, D&D, for example, you make your character, you just kind of fit into whatever world the DM or even DMs made, and like each week, sometime depending on schedules and everything, you might have like 1 or 2 games a week available, or again depending on schedules, where you gather other party members, and the party pool's a lot bigger because you can have more people per game, but like you only bring in like probably like 3 to 6 people per session,
Yeah.
but you can have up to like 12 people more easily because everyone's not playing at the same time.
Yeah.
And what a West March game is you take those people, and it's kind of more episodic rather than a centralized story where it's very character driven, like how our campaigns are, or how like most campaigns are, I assume. A little more combat focused, definitely more exploration. And most games deal with like a central hub, like a little town or city or fort or whatever, where you venture out from. You do essentially a one shot and come back to town, and then you share all the info and your resources with the rest of the players. And one of the key things that I liked is having a community map. Like as DM, not having a map for your players, having a map for yourself so you know like the layout and everything and you know where things are supposed to be, but like your players don't know. Like as a DM, I could give my players like a hex grid and tell them, okay, here's where you guys are, here is your base, here's your little town of Newbieville, whatever. Newbieville, right here in the center of the map. And I want you guys to fill it out to tell the other players where different things are, where you've explored, and I want you to fill up this map.
Yeah, so it starts as like fog essentially, and then
Yeah, it's kind of like
after
a
each
fog of
session.
war, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And like after the first session, like you might get like a hex north or whatever, and it's like the players come back and like, hey guys, we found some ancient ruins here to like some sun god. We didn't get to explore too much, but we cleared out this area nearby, so it should be safer for the next party, or stuff like that.
It sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like the exploration style. Sounds nice.
Of course, there can be like little story elements to it, but it's not as my view of it. It's not as big as like typical campaigns. Like you can have small stories and stuff. Maybe there's like some overarching story. I'll get to that here in a little bit when I start sharing my ideas for them. But mostly
Yeah.
has to do with the combat and exploration overall, primarily. Also base
Yeah.
building, technically. And-
That's what I was thinking. In what one D&D, don't they have like a new base building rule, or at least they're working on?
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have not kept up with one D&D after like the first month.
Yeah, no, it's been months. I remember seeing something though, like it was a while ago.
Like bastions or something like
Yeah,
that.
the
It has weird names
bastions.
to it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's essentially the idea of like base building and everything. Like, hey, the local blacksmith, he's not very good. Like, he can only do so much. He only has so many weapons. But if you go out and clear out this area, maybe he can get like more materials or opens up a trade route or something, and he can get
Yeah.
more stuff in.
Ah, that sounds cool. Yeah.
So just different things like that. I'm going to be talking a lot of out my butt today because I haven't run a West March campaign. I have planned for like 3, and none of which have come to fruition aside from one that lasted like probably 3 or 4 games. And that one turned out to be hilarious. It ended hilariously. It ended with most of the characters dying, all because
no.
they just one of them started out as a cult leader, and that was the base, the cult, and he was the leader. And my brother, he was playing too, and he was like his second in command, this dutiful little, yeah, that's right, boss. Well, anyways, our cult leader went insane and ended up getting a lot of the cult members killed. They didn't like that. Amongst other things, and eventually, yeah, he kind of got ran off. And upon getting run off with some of the other players, he decided to throw a little more insult on the injuries that he's caused. And in response, the entirety of this cult village decided to kill him and several of the other players.
Nice.
As my brother is desperately like, please guys, we could talk about this. And in the end, my brother is the only surviving player, and he is the leader, and that's where the game ended. It didn't turn out as much as a West March as I was hoping it would, just by
Yeah.
how our scheduling went, but
Ah.
it was fun, and I kind of played it up to the base building and everything and the exploration. And there was literally no overarching story whatsoever. It was whatever they felt like doing, and it was hilarious. It's like, I feel like hunting this kind of dinosaur today. Okay, we'll go do that.
That's funny.
It was essentially just make sure that your people don't starve
Yeah.
and not kill them and use them for like weird experiments, which end up getting you killed. Anyways, where were we?
I don't know anymore.
Okay, so why would you run a West March campaign? Could it be because your current campaign schedule is not looking so hot, so you feel like you need to fill the void with something else? Yeah, I can do that. Could it be that you have the possibility of like just having way more players than a DM has any right to be handling? Yes, this is a great way to manage that. Where like say you have like I may have up to 10 players wanting to play at some time. Of course, I'm not going to let them all play at once, but they can all be part of the same game. And that's going to let me say like, okay, here's a quest board for you guys to choose some quest, or you guys can come to me with some ideas of your own. And build yourself a party with players. Like say, Chris, you're going to bring along Matt and, well, one of the people from Britain. Yeah, we'll say Anna, because she might be listening. I don't know. She might be dying.
Yeah,
Oh well.
probably.
Rip in peace. Rip in peace, Anna. Anyways, you three decide to go on a quest. Like we still have like a whole bunch of other people in waiting, but you guys are going to go on a quest this week, and you guys are going to go kill off some bandits and take their supplies and make sure that your village is a little safer. You guys do that. You come back, share your information, share loot, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe later in the week or here in a week or two, another group of people come in and they do a mission. And they get your information and maybe like another quest pop up like, oh, these bandits weren't actually taken care of. Maybe you guys find out that, oh, there's a whole other bigger base of bandits. Then this new group's going to go kill them. Whatever. It just kind of builds off of each other, and it's a fun idea for episodic kind of one-shotty play.
Yeah.
Yeah, let your players pick and choose when they're available and can join.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine, Cody. I mean, you guys played with him before. He lives about 2 hours away, and he'll only be coming around town every once in a while. But when he does, he might want to play a game. So I was like, okay, once I know what kind of game it's going to be, I'll let you know, and you can make a character. At any time you're in town and schedules line up, we can have a game with you, and you can contribute. That way we have a ready-made world for him to join into, and he doesn't feel entirely left out.
Yeah.
Another thing about, I kind of already hinted at, like, the big thing that I really like is player interactions. Like a really fun thing would be to have a forum or a thread or something on Discord where you have these quest notes and just different sections of like, hey guys, do you guys want to go on a quest to find some river my character heard about in their backstory? You're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll sign up for that.
Yeah.
And or you can sign up for an actual quest the DM gives you. Like, I like that, and like being able to share resources. Like, yeah, take what you want from the mission, but like maybe you get a lot of food or you get some spare weapons and stuff. Bring it back to town, unload it, so like anyone new playing has a little bit more of a jump start. The town progresses, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
And, even more so, my favorite part is, like I was saying, the map and having the players make their own map essentially, and there's not like a map for everyone. It's a single map. Like, say me as DM, at the end of the session, I'll roll it up and I'll keep it. Post a picture of it online or something. Like, hey, here's this week's updated map. Then those players can post notes if they wanted to, like, yeah, we found this there, or we didn't find anything, blah blah blah. Words, brain, work.
Yeah, I know, man. My brain is fried right now.
But yeah, like, just have a nice hex grid, and the hex grid size is very dependent on what you want. Like, if you go by the DMG, I think it's on page, I think it's 14. I don't know. I'm looking at the PDF. Under mapping your campaign, it's got a bunch of various scales for hexes and stuff, or hex crawls, which a West March lends itself very nicely to. It has different scales. Like, it says here a kingdom scale. Each hex represents about 6 miles. The map at this scale covers a large region about the size of Great Britain, or about half the size of the state of California. You got a lot you can do in that size, and of course you can kind of scale it up or down depending on what you're wanting. But 6 miles seems to be a pretty decent size for a West March game. It's plenty of room to expand. Just plop your base of operations in the middle or one of the sides or whatever you feel like, and just expand out from there. And again, I haven't run a game like this, so this is all just me in theory, and also just like hearing what other people have tried. Each of those hexes, or at least like a region of hexes, I believe should have like a random encounter table. So that way, like, if you travel to that area, there's a chance you can get a random encounter, also a chance of not. But the primary goal of this kind of game is just do the mission and come back. This random encounter is more like just a little bit of a pitfall in the road on the way to your mission. So just a small thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a long combat or encounter. It could just be something social. It could be just an interesting point to put on the map that could be explored later or something. And there wouldn't be a guarantee of you even having one of those random encounters. It's just like one of those things. Like, my idea is, like, say that you're going to be that you have a quest and you're going to be going out like 3 hexes. To me, that would be like 3 days of adventure right there. 3 days of travel, adventure, whatever.
Yeah.
And I would say roll a d20, and for each day that you travel, add like a d4 to that roll. And once you get like 15 or higher, that's when you get a random encounter. And
gotcha.
if that makes any sense, if I said that right at all. Anyways, like, yeah, so like there's a small chance of just something random happening in one of those hexes, and there's only the chance for the one random encounter, no matter how far you go out. It's just that the farther you go out, like, the more difficult the encounter could end up, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not an encounter a day.
It's just a possible encounter based on how long that you're out there, because it's a one-shot thing. So you don't want your players out there too long. You just kind of want some sort of hiccup to kind of take some resources from them, or just a social encounter, some sort of exploration. It could be whatever you feel is appropriate for that region.
Okay.
And whenever I'm saying region, like, starting at your base. Like your players, you might give them a couple hints like, hey, there's a mountain range in the north that you can see from the village. It's very far off. There's a there's the ocean this direction here, a few miles out. Like you give rough ideas of locations, and maybe you have it on the map. Like, yeah, there's the shore is this direction and it's this many hexes away, but your players have no idea what's in between.
Yeah.
And kind of mapping your encounters and the quest difficulties and stuff. We got 1 minute until an ad, so I'm just gonna sit here a minute and just talk, blah blah blah. Look at that ad coming on. 45 seconds. Yeah, I'll explain a little better, but yeah, maybe give some points of very easy to spot things like mountain range, shoreline, maybe some sort of main road that you came from. Maybe you see a city in the distance because like your village is on a hill. Like there's a city way off in the distance. You can see the rooftops. You have a rough idea where it's at, but good luck getting there. Look, 10 seconds. Filler. This is filler. This is me talking for filler. Blah, blah, blah. Look, ad.
Ad time.
It's ad.
Amazing.
Ad break-ins in 30 seconds. This is great content.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works. I was gonna say maybe YouTube will line up the ads, but no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, that would be lucky, but I highly doubt it. We'll just sit here. It's fine. Let's. Hey, look, community's back. For all, for all, maybe like one person that might be here. Anyways, as I was saying, you might have these locations already plotted out, and your players don't know like anything in between, but they might have an idea. Like the NPCs for their base of operations might be like, "Hey, be careful to the northeast. That's where all the dangerous stuff is," and like kind of give them a rough estimate. Like, "Hey, this block of hex is here. This is a starting area. It's right by the village. This is where you should be starting out at." And then kind of like out from there, mark off like, okay, here's like level 3 to 5 area. And just kind of mark areas like that. And you don't need to necessarily tell your players that, but definitely drop some strong hints. Unless your players are all in agreement, it's like, yeah, if we wind up walking into like a Tarrasque X or something, yeah, we deserve that, I guess. Yeah, just gonna fight a bunch of angels or whatever at level 3. Yeah, just aside from USDM having your own private map that where all like these points of interest are, all the roll tables and all that, have it marked off regions that are a little more dangerous than others. It's definitely more video gamey, but you're running a West March campaign, so you're gonna have players that are underleveled. You'll have players that could easily be like level 12 and some that are just like level 2 or 3. Granted, you probably don't want them running quests together, but you need to give them an idea of where they should be at in your world.
Okay.
So like I get like a new player, they're level 1. I'm not going to stick them with our level 12 paladin for no reason. Okay, we need you to escort Mr. Man down the street to pick his pickle orchard. We need you, little Liesel Warlock and you, little Timmy fighter, who are only level 1, to go with Dark Sun, the ever undying paladin of Oathbreaking, who is level 35. Now, granted, some game systems do lend themselves better to it doesn't matter what level you are, but we're talking from a D&D perspective at the moment because that seems to be a more reasonable way to look at things for most people.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
good baseline, at least.
Any questions or ideas from you guys so far?
No, you make me want to play a West Marches game though.
Oh, it's about to get even better because I'm getting ready to go into my ideas for the game, and then I'll go into a little more about some of running it. But this is to get you some of the ideas of what you can do. I am not going to mention one of them because that's one that we might be able to do for stream at some time, and I really like that idea.
Nice.
Ah, yeah.
Maybe not do that one as a West March, but like as an actual campaign, though. I'm not sure why I put it on the West March in the first place. One that we mentioned on here before is Gnome Hold.
Oh yeah.
For all the players to be little forest gnomes, and they're just running around human civilization, being little rascals, building up their little forest city, and all that good stuff. And that would use the Tunnel Goon system for like super simplistic, whatever you guys want to do kind of gameplay. Another idea is use a game called Mouse Ritter. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's similar in D&D's kind of flavoring, but it's based off mice, like little hero mice, like needle swords and all that stuff. So like if a party like this idea for Gnome Hold and they didn't like the super simple gameplay, we can go like, hey, let's go with this Mouse Ritter rules, and just instead of mice, they're gnomes.
Yeah.
Works.
Another one that
Flavor change?
yeah, just changing up the flavor, and that's all RPGs are, just changing the flavor till it's what you like.
Flavor's free.
Yeah. Just takes a little work and some elbow grease and some tears.
Yeah.
A lot of tears. But anyways, my description for Gnome Hold I have on our on the Discord is survive and prosper for you and your gnome village. Lead expedition to the giants' land for new supplies and adventure. Of course, giants being just regular people. So it's like my idea of it's like a modern day setting, and these gnomes just somehow have no idea that civilization was the way it is. Like they've seen humans before, like walking through the forest, but like for whatever reason, the gnomes are having to go out of the forest due to some sort of dark energy that's kind of coming from the mountains.
You know.
So it's like, okay, we need to get supplies. We need to probably find maybe somewhere else to move. We don't know yet. We'll figure it out. That's the mini overarching story there. But the whole purpose is to be like, okay, Gnome Squad, let's go south a few days and see what's there. Oh, look at this. There's a supermarket here. Well, it looks like these gnomes are going to be robbing a supermarket. Will they do it during the day? Will they do it during the night? Will they get attacked by a cat? Will they get shot at by some lunatic? That's the gnomes! They're back from underpants! Boom!
I would totally play the gnome stealing underpants.
So this is one that just kind of came to me the other day because I was sending a friend of mine like, hey, here's some of the ideas for West March. She's like, oh, is there a Crusade one? I was like,
Oh,
no, but now there is.
Yep, I saw somebody else gave it a thumbs up, and after reading them, I had to give it a thumbs up.
So that one I'm thinking like playing a D&D rules, Shadow the Demon Lord, which is by one of the designers for D&D. It's just edgier.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I remember.
Morkborg would also be a good option for this, for like a more hardcore.
Yeah.
For my description of it, I got you've taken wagon, ship, and you've marched for days, but you've arrived at your outpost. Gather your brothers and sisters, and let these tainted lands know the overpowering wrath of your pantheon. Scout territories, render maps, eliminate enemy soldiers, claim territory and resources, all for their crusade. Uncover secrets hidden among the lands. And like I would have like the players vote like, okay, like what kind of deities do you guys want? So that way I kind of can bring in like, oh, you actually appeased your deity on this session. Good job, guys. They're gonna give you a little bit of a bonus somehow. Like, you guys found extra gold. Ooh. It was just not nice little thing there.
Fun.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Finishing every level in Hades when a god is like, "Here, take this power."
yeah, pretty much. Oh,
But no, that sounds awesome in D&D though. I would totally do that.
and like depending on how hard and how edgy you want it, base system off that. And then going through a complete and utter loop, Lancer.
Yeah.
Turning Lancer into a West March would be very interesting. Have it here as your Union Lancers, and Union for Lancer being like the primary force of humanity, their primary army in that universe. Your party would play as Union soldiers aboard a command ship, and you'll just be dispatched in missions. Yeah, that's it. Okay,
Yeah, that would
we're,
work.
we're sending you on this mission. If you do good, we'll give you a license upgrade. Like it works perfectly.
Yeah, that would work really well because yeah, you could have like instead of a ground map, you could have like a solar system.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, that'd be sweet. Different galaxies to visit or whatever.
Different galaxy or like a single galaxy, and you got your job
Yeah.
is like uphold like this sector.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
however you feel like things want to go. But like
Oh,
yeah, the
you're
thing with
right,
Lancer
right
is no.
It's fixed now though.
Okay.
there. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. But thing with Lancers, there's no actual money in this game, and there's no sense of resources necessarily. So I figure like being just a soldier who's being sent out on missions is like the best thing. And like your
Yeah.
goal is just to increase your license level and get cooler robots and cooler robot stuff.
Yeah.
And also,
Yep.
I think that might be a really easy one to like for higher levels to go back and help lower levels a little bit. Like just like, hey, okay, if you're gonna do this, please take off your quantum super shotgun that eliminates everything within a 5-mile radius.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the weapons and stuff get kind of weird at higher levels, but besides that, it's just like what health. Technically, you can boost pretty high if you focus on it, but
Now you could focus on some of your saves and stuff a little more.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Lancer lends itself to being very nice for a West March game. It would be pretty interesting to do, especially
Yeah, sounds like a
since
cool idea.
it also allows for very easy smurfing, essentially, where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, your mechs was pretty damaged from the last one. The engineers are working on it, but we have you a backup. Here's your Everest for level 1.
Here's your loner.
Oh yeah, that's good.
here's your loaner mech. Go out and help these newbies.
It's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
And this one is more of a regular kind of idea for a West March, more like a staple kind of West March idea. This one, my idea would be using either Break, D&D, or Shadow of the Demon Lord, depending on difficulty and things like that. But you find yourself in a mysterious fog-covered land, arriving in the middle of the night at the foot of a quiet little village. You'll be joining excursions and just building up this little village and trying to figure out what is going on here and how did you end up here. And that's it.
Yeah.
Farther you get out, the weirder things will get.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I like weird. Also, there's a little bit of story in there, uncovering stuff. That's
Yeah,
nice.
each of these, like I was saying earlier, like there's no really overarching story, but there usually is like some sort of like primary goal or some sort of mystery or something. But session to session, it doesn't seem like it's going to be as big of a deal, perhaps.
Yeah.
Then again, I could just be like completely misreading it.
No, yeah, they're all like standalone, but with like a little bit here and there that you can kind of trace back that brings it all together.
So like, yeah, and that's like, that was my first idea aside from Gnome Hold on this list, because it was just like very simple, straightforward, nothing extra. It's just, hey, here's a village, go out and explore, and that's it.
Yeah.
And now for something completely different. You guys like Scooby-Doo? You like that monster of the week kind of feel? Well, what if you were to go into like some sort of SCP ops kind of thing with a game called Fist? F period, I period, S period, T period. It is Fist is a paranormal military kind of game. It's got inspiration from conspiracy theories, aliens. Just think of some weird thing and it gets inspiration from that. And also Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, of course.
But this idea would be like, okay, you guys are a bunch of like SCP operatives, and you're going to go out and find the monster of the week or SCP of the week. And there's like, you guys might get like a small description and be like, or maybe there's like a full description. It's entirely up to the DM. And it could just be like a suicide run essentially.
Yeah.
Like, which I think be kind of funny in a way. Like you go in, you got your rifles, everything. It's like, okay, team, we're gonna go in, we're gonna be super stealthy. We got all this planned out, and oh my gosh, that is some sort of goldfish that erases reality. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Of course, maybe like kind of lead that one out until like the very end of the session, so your players don't feel like we were here for 15 minutes. I have an hour to drive back home. I hate you, GM. But yeah, with that you could do literally whatever you wanted to, and the base building feature for that would be like, oh, you found this creature that can actually help you guys on your missions, and it'll give you like, I don't know, the ability to detect heartbeats or something for one of you. I don't know. Just make it up as you go.
Oh, that'd be cool to do. Have you played Control?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. The whole idea is that there's like a government agency that's in charge of all the weird shit that happens in the world.
So exactly what we're going with kind of this.
Yeah, but there's like when stuff happens, they get altered world events where like weird, like, because it's based in reality, but like, oh no, everything floats here, or
So just weird stuff happens.
yeah,
Yeah, like
fog, and then they get objects of power, which get like, if you can attuned to them. Essentially, they let you do things that are like magic-esque.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking essentially.
Yeah, it's really.
He says it was Control.
Yeah. It's
I have to
by
look that one up.
Remedy.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one. I haven't played it either.
I haven't heard that
It's
one
in
at
the
all.
same world that Alan Wake is in. If you've played Alan Wake.
Oh, I didn't know they were connected.
Yeah. Yeah. They're good. I like them. Control also has one of the coolest video game things that I want to turn into like a warlock patron.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to look this up.
Yes. Good game.
Last I did have on here that I'm willing to share because one of them, if you guys are looking at the list, you saw I skipped over one, which is another fist one, but I guess could technically also be Control, but well, whatever.
Yeah.
For this last one, it is I don't have the full name on there for some reason. Give me just a second. Got my game list here. Yeah, from what these guys are saying, they see that I have 3 threads going on with like different definitions. Like, okay, here's my campaign ideas. Here's my West March ideas. Here's the games I've been looking at. Okay,
Yeah.
here's the full name of the game. The West March game itself called Into the Heart, but the game system is Hearts: The City Beneath, which is a very strange kind of mega dungeon sort of game. Let's see if I can find the description of it. This is by Roanoke and Deckard. Is that correct? Oh, Rowan, Rook, and Descartes. I think I pronounced that right. But from it gives
Rook and Deckard.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gives me some serious like Darkest Dungeon vibes.
I was thinking that looking at the art.
Like the objective is to go into this like eldritch sort of living dungeon beneath the city, collect what you can, hope you survive, and come back, do it again.
Yeah.
And that alone, that sets up for a West March game absolutely perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
Delve
Wow.
deeper and deeper.
I have their Spire book. Got it. Been reading that. Same game company. Sorry.
That's fine. Shout him out, help anyone. I don't care.
They also made Eat the Reich
Oh yeah, nice.
that I backed, and I'm excited to get and read through.
Yeah, it seems they make a lot of neat things. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you haven't seen them before, yeah, go look at them. Again, their website is rowanrookanddescartes.com. So this isn't sponsored or anything. We don't have the viewers for that. This is just this is neat. Check it out. Yeah, that's my ideas for West March games. And of course, it's like I say, the just the basis of Heart City Into the City Beneath or whatever. It alone is already West March worthy. Like you don't have to do anything special with it.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, out of those, like, which ones pique you guys' interest? If you were to play one and only one of these and never play another game again, which one would you play?
Oh god.
That's
And,
tough.
and which
Picking-
system? Which system if it has multiple system options? Let's make it even harder choice.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me, Tyler.
I just did.
If I had to pick one, fuck. I don't know, man.
Okay, well,
I keep going back and forth. Like the heart actually sounds awesome. I'm not against player death. Like, if it's cool and fun, that could be awesome. Yeah, Lancer one sounds cool. And Crusader with any of the rules. Like, I don't even know. I can't limit it to one. I can't do it.
now the fun thing about the West March is like, yes, you can have, like, I didn't say like it's character driven or anything, but it doesn't mean that you can't have your character's backstory and ideals like drive what they do. Like,
Yeah.
heck, like if you want like a secretly evil character, like, yes, go on these missions, befriend everyone, build up this power, talk to the NPCs, and maybe become an evil overlord at some point. Who knows? Or like maybe wage war between the different player factions. Whatever, you know. Depending on your table and what they like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or heck, maybe be like, yeah, you want your character to become evil? Okay, as soon as they hit that tipping point, I'll take control of them, but you can tell me like what you're wanting to do and everything. Like, you can help guide me, but they become DM property at that point.
Yeah.
Timeshare NPC.
Yeah.
That way it avoids like player versus player stuff, especially if you have a lot of players. That could get very confusing.
Gets messy too.
But that's just an option. That's not something that's going to happen in any or all campaigns. It's just like an idea for something that you could do. Like, you can be like, hey, my character's goal is to find some sort of relic that is very important to their deity, so that way they can, I don't know, feed their village
Mm-hmm.
as they're been invaded by horse demons that are eating all their food, and that relic's gonna save the village. So yeah, and that gives the DM another thing, like, hey, okay, here I can put some quest on our board and everything that could lead you to that. It gives the DM a lot more stuff to look into as well. Gives them a lot more to think about, but a lot less to think about, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And since I gave you guys that convenient amount of time to think about it, which ones were you thinking for those games, guys?
I think I'd go with Heart.
Heart?
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for learning something that's not D&D at this point, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
catches my eye the most.
I can't blame you on that.
I think that was my top one as well. But it's hard to pick.
I mean, the good thing about it, the way I have all these, like, you don't have to use D&D for any of these.
Yeah.
Like, for Land of Fog, you don't have to use D&D or Shadow of the Demon Lord, which is edgy D&D. Use Break.
Mhm.
That would lend
Yeah.
itself perfectly, especially with like their job systems and stuff. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're not actually doing a session this week? Okay, your factotum is baking for the next week or so for a festival. How good do they do when you come back to the table?
Yeah.
And then the Crusader one, hey, go Morkborg and just go absolutely savage and just go crazy with it.
Yeah.
That would be sweet. That sounds like a lot of fun too.
So yeah, like, we're using D&D as a basis for this talk just to give you an idea, a good basis, but you don't
Mhm.
have to use D&D at all. Like Heart,
Yeah.
like the base system itself lends itself perfectly to being a West March game. Lancer seems like it could just be an absolutely perfect West March game. any system can be a West March game, essentially. It's great. Just get creative with it.
Yeah.
Change a few of the rules, and you're good. So I mean, you don't have to do anything. Just
Yeah.
it's great.
That's I backed a game called Mythic Bastionland that is basically, as far as I can tell from the pre-reviews, is this. It's designed almost entirely to be like a hex crawl West March style game. That's all like mythic knights and legends styled stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got two games to look up now.
Sounds,
Important thing I kind of touched on. So I'm going to expand on that a little bit. I was saying number of people for a game. Like, you could technically have any number of people for a West March campaign. Oh my gosh! Don't interrupt me. God bless you.
Thank you.
But yeah, like I said, I might have like 12 people for the campaign, but
yeah.
per session, I'm only going to limit that to like 3 to like 5 people a game,
Mhm.
depending on what the session is going to have for it. So there is that option, and also since it's a West March and there's no like super defining story elements that need to be kept very well track of, and if you did a really good job and you have all like the roll tables and stuff figured out, the map is done, and literally you just need your players to actually explore it, well, that allows you as a DM or GM to get a buddy. Like if someone feels like testing out being a DM or GM or whatever that this gives them the opportunity a week, like, hey, I have an idea for a quest that I want to run for some players. Can I do this, Mr. Head DM?
Yeah.
Let's look it over. Let's make sure it actually goes with like the overall thing that we've got going on here. Give a little help here and there. And like, sure, I want to join this campaign fledgling DM. I want to see how this goes, and I can help coach you along the way. But it allows for multiple DMs, like new or veteran DMs. Like if like one of my players comes to me and they're like, "Hey, I want to try it in a game." Yes, please, yes, yes. Here's my table. I'll be in the corner.
I just need a nap. Give me some rest.
I'm gonna be a character. My character just gonna be like an old barn dog who just sits there, doesn't do anything, just barks occasionally. Does he have any powers? No, he just sits there. He just have God mode activated.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been a few dice short with what is a West March, or West March ideas, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully my rambling made some sense and wasn't too repetitive.
No, you did good.
Because who needs a script?
I learned today.
Learned you'll want to play a West March.
I just want to play games.
Yeah.
That's not any different
Yeah.
than Devs, man.
I've been dry for like over 2 months for any sort of TTRPG, and I'm suffering. I'm suffering so much I made all this. Granted, next time I should probably write some sort of script instead of just having a couple notes that, now that I'm looking at it, some of them say the exact same thing.
It's okay.
Yeah, it worked on me. You sold me West Marches. When can we start?
That's a good question. I need people to look at this thing. I'm trying to get people like, hey guys, I know that you guys want to play. Please look and tell me which ones you prefer. And no one's getting back to me, so I'm going to everyone later today and be like, okay, you can't escape me because you're on the clock. You're being paid to talk to me. Yeah, this has been our West March pitch to you. Maybe we'll redo this again, but make it better sometime. And maybe we'll actually have experience playing a West March instead of me just making like 2 or 3 campaigns and then them completely falling through.
Yeah.
You guys got
You never
anything? You guys got anything to add before we shut down?
I don't think so.
Nope. I'll be reading on Monday.
Ooh, prime gameplay. It's okay.
Exciting.
I got Digimon Survive. I know exactly how that feels. The nostalgia hits hard, and then you're reading a visual novel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got how many games do I have just on here? Got like 9 or 10 different games, I think, on my list here that I've been looking at for different games. Like, not all of them are great for West Marches, but they're just like games or one shots and maybe like a focused campaign or something. Like, I got a lot of ideas that are probably never going to see the light of day, and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah. Not expected to die for another 20 years, so yeah, you good.
Just start running one shots.
Exactly. There we go. Just learn a new system every week.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
totally feasible.
Yeah, totally, and totally not gonna go insane from that.
No, not at all. No.
Well, hopefully, we could do something again next weekend. I'm not sure how everyone's gonna be where everyone's gonna be at, but hey, maybe we can do like Lethal Company or something, or I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
I'll be Florida man next weekend, but
Oh, that's right.
free after.
Remember what I said about
D&D again?
Yeah, eventually. Maybe this one's just gonna turn into a West March. Thank you all for
Maybe.
joining.
Yeah.
Matt's thinking over there, like how could he shake things up to make it forced into a West March game?
What did Grimmer do? He's pretty smart.
So it's gonna be really easy. You've already almost killed the prince once. Just gotta do it again and make sure he stays down this time. That'll change up the game.
I gotta stop leveling my werebore because I'm starting to get too much control.
That's a problem.
Well, if the aim is to kill the prince, it is.
I don't
Sorry.
think you're gonna have to try very hard. I feel like everyone else is gonna start trying to kill the prince here pretty soon.
Yeah, because last we left off, you guys were going to be going into the games, and
But first, grave robbing.
yes, and that's
First.
totally going to be a healthy activity for Mirren to do. Where's that duck going?
I don't know. He's freaking out.
Well, hopefully we'll see how Mirren dies someday. Or
Someday.
He says
He is-
hopefully.
He is only a human.
he's only a very, very squishy human. You were
Cassius
just
retired before he leveled up too high and fled to the Fey world. That's how you do it as a human. Well,
I mean,
actually, that was Cassius number 2.
that was parallel world Cassius.
Yeah.
I mean, original Cassius would because didn't we unstone him?
Yeah, At the
Yeah.
end, yeah. Uh-huh.
and the time god sent regular Cassius back to his world, I think.
Yep, to fix the timelines.
Yeah, so so that was primary Cassius that went and lived it up in the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mirren
just
has
gotta
that
know when to
option.
retire. Yeah.
Yep. Hobbs made a
Cassius
legacy.
Uh,
Giant robot walking around the world now.
that's fucking awesome.
You know, I was thinking about that, and if you guys ever find it or anything or do any research on it, I may have had some ideas with it,
Nice.
which I guess I can share with you, I guess, if you want, or
Would
just leave it
Ianth
as a
ever
surprise.
give it up?
What?
I said, would Ianth ever give it up?
Oh hell no, not in a
Yeah.
million years.
Yeah, we would never get it. I don't think we'd ever be able to beat her.
No, especially at a certain age point, because Hobbs, I mean, he lives on the same timeline as a human.
Yeah.
So,
Nope.
yeah, at a certain point, there's nothing Hobbs could do.
Nope.
But, you know, I'm going to message you this directly for my idea. And I'll let you decide if that's something Hobbs would do. Where are you at?
I already set my robotic alligator free so that it can live its life forever.
And
without
that
him,
is true.
so-
That is true. There is a mechanical alligator just roaming the Empire or wherever.
That's terrifying at this point in time in its life, probably, because Hobbs would have just kept working on it and making it stronger.
It's just got like shoulder cannons on it.
I mean, it can already shoot magic missiles before the campaign was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted it. Tyler and I had talked about turning it into a Zoid at one point.
Anyways,
Giant
there's
robot.
my little throw in there for you to
Ooh.
look into.
Yeah. Huh. I think it would have taken a lot of convincing from Ianth for that to happen.
or maybe she found
it
so
without
yeah. That seems like an
Yeah.
Aya thing. She's lonely, her friends are dying, or just like not stopping by for tea. Hobbs is the only one that was actually stayed with her.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see her doing that.
Well, thank you guys for joining me on this rambling.
I like a good ramble.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I could open your guys' minds to West Marches and share some other game systems with you,
Yeah.
and you share game systems to me,
Yeah.
which is all the better to add to my collection, my never-ending collection.
Yeah.
Uh,
It'll
well,
be
like,
okay.
it will. I'll make it okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got some nieces that are apparently interested in playing this sort of thing, so
Nice.
I'll just get them to play one of the game systems.
Yeah.
Nice.
Growing your audience. Good.
So, you guys got any announcements for this week?
I don't know. I
Huh?
don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Either hunt or I picked up Helldivers, so I might play that.
Ooh, that's cool.
So I played a little bit of it yesterday. It was fun.
Yeah, sure, try that out. Cody was wanting to know how that is on PC and everything, so
Yeah.
you can give him a demo.
Yeah.
But if not, hunt's always good, and if I'm awake and coherent enough, I might join you.
Okay.
And maybe just ramble more about West Marches.
Yeah. Perfect thing to do while you play Hunt Showdown.
Monday, Matt will be reading, correct?
Yep, I'll be reading.
Story time with Matt.
Yep.
And then Saturday, I've got no idea what we're doing. We'll figure it out. Maybe nothing. I don't know. Hopefully, at least Lethal Company, after like 3 weeks of not playing that game, I want to play it again.
Yeah, playing that
Please.
with you guys is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and sign off here now. I don't know how to sign off here. Roll the outro, which I noticed a huge bug in the bottom left corner. You can see through the ground. Take a look. Bye.
Bye.